Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'm really happy to be here with you guys tonight. I want to thank everyone for their support of me and the show, and please continue to like, share, subscribe, and participate in the show as well. If you feel so moved to make a donation to me in the show, you can do that via Super Chat if you're watching on YouTube, or you can do it via Venmo if you are watching on Facebook. And just know that your donations are received with much gratitude, and they do help to keep this show going. So if you're watching live, please say hi so I know you're here, because if you don't comment, I don't even know that you're here. So I hope that you will do that. Hi, Richard. So nice to see you here. And I would like to say a very special hello to this amazing little boy and girl, Hannah and Brandon. Hannah is 6 years old and Brandon is 5, and they are two of my grandkids who are watching my show for the first time. So hi, you guys. I'm so happy that you're watching. Hi, Lynn. I'm so happy to see you here. So glad you could make it. So how has everybody's week been going? You know, we got the full moon. We have this lunar eclipse. There's so much amazing energy coming in right now. Hi, Joyce. I'm so happy you could make it. Really nice to see you here. I've missed you lately. So what I want you to do with all this energy that's been coming in, you know, because it's pretty amazing. I really want you to feel it, really tap into it, you know, feel it, absorb it, take it all in, feel it coming in and renewing you as this old energy leaves. It's because this new energy that's coming in is going to replace this old energy that's not really working for us anymore. Oh, Lynn, thank you. So Lynn said, so wonderful your grandkids get to watch. Well, thank you so much. Joyce says she loves being here. I'm so happy to hear that, Joyce. I love being here too. And you know, I look forward to this hour all week long. I really, really, really enjoy it. And I really enjoy all the love, you know, that I get from everyone. I enjoy how you guys share, all the beautiful conversations that go on here in the comments between everyone. Let me grab my water. And it's pretty warm today here in Texas. And we actually had some sunshine. We've had rain and thunderstorms for the last 2 weeks, almost every single day. So it's been kind of nice not to have any rain today. So I do have some exciting announcements. So the first one is for the entire month of June, which starts in just a few days, all of my Reiki sessions will be on a love donation basis only. No set price. Give what you can. So if you've been wanting to schedule a Reiki session with me, June is the time to do it. I'm currently booking for June, so even though it's still May, we can still set it up for June. And you can just go to my Facebook page, I am Ruth Soltman, and you can direct message me there, and we can get you scheduled and get all that taken care of. And I am able to accept payments from PayPal or Venmo, just so you know ahead of time. So I would really love to, you know, get you scheduled, because let me tell you, I've been doing more Reiki lately. I've done several in the last couple of weeks, and I have noticed a difference in the energy. It's a lot more intense. It's a lot more, for me, like as being the giver of the Reiki, you know, as I'm giving, I'm also receiving. So it's been really amazing for me as well. And I've just noticed such a difference for myself. And judging by the feedback that I get from the recipient, there's been a huge, you know, a huge difference for them as well. So you can really feel the energy. And it's pretty amazing. If you've never had a Reiki session, I highly recommend you try it. Let's see. Richard's been cleaning his car. That's awesome. Some rain and thunder here tonight, Joyce said. Well, hopefully you don't get too much rain. I mean, if we had any more rain right now, it has nowhere to sink into the ground because it's pretty. There's puddles in the backyard at least. Lynn said, fantastic. Your Reiki sessions are amazing. Well, thank you so much, Lynn. I really enjoyed working with you. It was absolutely an amazing experience for me. So another announcement is that I'm still working on getting my inventory counted and getting pictures and information uploaded to my Facebook page, Mystic Impressions, for my clearance sale. That will be coming soon, and I'll keep you posted on that as well. So I had an idea for this summer. You know, it's summer now, pretty much, guys. Even though it's not the exact date in June, it feels like summertime. Kids are getting out of school, and, you know, Memorial Day's coming this weekend. So for the summer, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I don't want you guys to get bored with me. I'm going to have a special guest every other week for the months of June, July, and August. Now, so far, for June 2nd, the fabulous Laura Romero will be here. She has a show called Angels in Healing Light. And Laura is and her show is on Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Goldylocks Productions. And she used to have her show on in the mornings, but she recently switched to a nighttime slot, an evening slot. And Laura does a lot of angel work. She does a lot of healing work. And I think it'll be a really great time to have her here. Then on June 16th, 2 weeks later, the amazing Melissa Parks will be here. Her show, Joyful Findings, is on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Goldylocks. Now, I know a lot of the nighttime viewers probably have not seen her show. So this will be a really great time for you to get to meet and get to know Melissa Parks. She is an amazing psychic. She tunes into your energy, and she can tell you more things about you than you even know. So I'm pretty excited Melissa will be here. Then June 30th, the psychic medium of Sarasota, Caroline Carey, she has a show in the Psychic Flow on Thursdays at 7 p.m. also here on Goldylocks. And she will be here to give messages from our loved ones that have departed or whoever may show up, because you can't always control who's going to show up from the other side. So pretty excited about that. So I've got June is all set in stone now. July I'm working on. I have one that's going to be our very own producer, Tiffany White Sage Woman. She also has a show on Sunday nights. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern called Spiritual Insights. And if you have not seen her show, you really should check it out. It's pretty amazing. And she gets into some pretty deep discussions and deep insights about spirituality, and she will really make you think. So also check out her website, Goldylocks Productions, to see the myriad of things that this amazing woman has going on. So I'm really excited that she'll be here. As for the other guests for this summer, they will be revealed later on down the road. So I have been having this repeating message for the last 3 weeks that has been showing up in almost every card that I read. It's been showing up in almost all of my Reiki sessions, and it's all about self-care. My angels and guides felt it was important enough to guide me to write an entire chapter about self-care in my book, Metamorphosis A Journey of the Soul. So obviously, we know that it's very important. So exactly what is self-care? Oh, Richard, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Before I get into this about self-care, I do want to tell you guys that I did pull cards before the show, and I found them to be very interesting. Now, this first one is from the Rebecca Campbell, I always forget what it's called, Work Your Light deck. And this card here, you can see it without the glare. It says, hi, Laura. It says, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. And we've been talking a lot about that, changing up our energy, getting rid of the old and letting, making room for this new energy. Archangel Sandalphon says, victory. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. And then we have flying free, which is the Gateway Oracle cards. And this says, I unfurl my wings and fly. So when you put these together, I can see how this totally relates to the messages that I have been getting for the last few weeks. Our prayers are being heard and answered, but we also have to initiate and step out of our comfort zone. We can't just stand there and say, this is what I want to happen, make it happen. We have to participate. Hi, Veronica. I'm so happy to see you here. And dance with life. We have to change up this stagnant energy. There's so much wonderful and new energy coming in, and it's just amazing. But if we can't, scatter the old, it's got nowhere to stay. It's going to just, fade away. So we got to start working on that old stuff and getting rid of it. And then we will be flying free. So what is self-care and why is it so important? Well, self-care is taking care of yourself on every single level: physical, spiritual, emotional, mental. Obviously we need nutritious food, water, lots of water. I have been hearing this during my messages from the angels. Lots and lots of water. We really need to focus on that. It's very important and crucial right now. With all this new energy coming in, first of all, we need it to help. I feel like it helps the energy to move around, inside of us. And it will help keep things flowing freely. That's what I get, is flowing freely. Our bodies need to rest when we're tired. Going outside for some time in nature is very healing and very good for our self-care. It's a great stress reliever and also an energizer. You get so much energy. You can feel the energy from the trees. You can feel the energy from the breeze, the rain. Thunderstorms have a different kind of energy. Not that I suggest you go sit outside in a thunderstorm, but I'm just saying they do. The grass, the flowers, Mother Nature is amazing. And, we can experience all of this energy. We just have to tap into it. We have to clean out all the clutter, not just the physical clutter. But I know we've talked about this so many times, but they keep telling me to keep talking about it. So I am. But also the clutter that goes on in your head. Get rid of old ideas that are no longer working for you. Get rid of beliefs that are no longer part of who you are. Make room for some new ones. Move that old stagnant energy out of the way so that you can welcome in this new amazing energy that's just sitting there waiting. Meditate. Be mindful, very mindful of, hi Kim, of how, be mindful of the music you listen to. Be mindful of what you watch on television. If it's stressing you out or bringing you down, turn something else on. Expose yourself to things that empower you, that are positive, that make you feel good. Expose yourself to things that feed your soul with positive messages. And don't forget about self-talk. The way that you talk to yourself, the way that you think about yourself has a huge impact. If you're always putting yourself down, it lowers your vibration. And over time, it changes the way you feel about yourself, long-term, even permanently. You have to have really healthy self-talk. Look in the mirror every day. Tell yourself you're amazing. Even if you don't feel amazing that day, you keep saying it over and over and over. Eventually, you're going to believe it because your mind hears and believes everything that you say. So when you say something negative, your mind and your body believe it. When you say something positive, the same thing. You know, they've done experiments with plants where they've taken one plant and they've fed it positive messages over and over and over. And then another plant in another area where they would say, you're stupid, you're ugly, just different things like that. That plant like shriveled up. But the one that was fed positive talk all the time just thrived. And that's what we can do. And we can do it for ourselves. We don't need anybody else to do it for us. That's the really exciting part. You know, it doesn't matter. We can do this for ourselves and we can do it right now. So I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Greatest Showman, but in this movie, there is this song called This Is Me. The woman who sang it, Keala Settle, has an amazing voice. And I've been reading a little bit about her, and she was talking about how she bullied herself for years with self-talk. How she told herself that she wasn't good enough. She wasn't this enough. She wasn't that enough. She felt like she was never enough. And she was absolutely terrified to sing in this movie. There's the song that she sings that's called This Is Me. And it's one of the most empowering songs I have heard in my entire life. She said that she was so terrified to sing it, but as she sang it over and over, she began to believe the words. It completely changed the way she felt about herself, and it empowered her. I'm going to post a video of this because there's a video out there that shows the making of this video of this song the first time it was played live. When they were trying to get the movie greenlighted. And you can see in this video how she is so full of fear, so hesitant. I mean, she wouldn't even come out from behind the podium. She's just, I mean, she looks like she's so petrified. And then she starts to sing a little bit and a little bit more. And during this video, you can see how she just puts it all out there, steps way outside of her comfort zone, leaves that fear and hesitation behind, and she absolutely soars. And it gives me goosebumps when I talk about it, but I've seen this video so many times, and it's brought me to tears every single time. I am so deeply touched by this. It is so moving because what it brings to me is that I see myself in that, and I see myself in her experience, and she represents all of us. She really does. We're so afraid of becoming who we are meant to be that we just hide. We hide behind fear. We hide behind ourselves. We're so afraid to step out of our comfort zone into something that we're not sure about, or, something that's totally unknown. And so we stay in this place, and then we get really stagnant, and we're not fulfilling what we need to be doing here while we're on Earth. 1 second here. My mouth is getting dry. I guess I'm talking too much. Now, if she can do this and put her fear aside, put her hesitation aside, step beyond her comfort zone, and you literally see her do this in the video. And it's so amazing to watch someone step into their power like that. It is just soul stirring. It really is. So I'm going to post it. I really hope you guys will watch it because it is just so incredible. And that's what we can do. We can put away our fears, put away our hesitations, and step outside of our comfort zone. And we can do this, all the time. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Nancy. Hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm going to go back through the comments in a little bit. But we could do this. We can step into our power. We can empower ourselves. Okay, so for me, when I was, toying with the idea of publishing my book, of course, it terrified me. And I know I've spoke about this before, but it did. I sat with some of my book for over 10 years because I thought, what do I know? Who's going to want to listen to me? All that, negative self-talk kept me down. It kept me there. And last year, my angels and guides just said, this is it. This is the year. You have to do it. This is the time. Get it done. And I listened to that song in my kitchen, singing at the top of my lungs and dancing until I had those vibrations, those chills, whatever, from head to toe. I felt that song. It became part of me. And it empowered me so much to step out of my comfort zone and to be who I was on the road to being who I meant to be. And, I can't even imagine if I wouldn't have done it. I mean, I dragged my feet for so many years at feeling like I couldn't do it. And then it was like, bim, bam, boom, it was all done. And the feeling that you get is not even so much a feeling of accomplishment or pride. It's not like that. It's a feeling of knowing that you're fulfilling part of your purpose. And it's a very satisfying feeling. It's not an egotistical kind of feeling. It's just a really amazing feeling. And I'm just really grateful that I finally listened. They kept knocking and I kept saying, okay, one day. And then eventually one day was here and I had to suck it up and be brave and figure out how I was going to, step out on that limb. And I will say that song really helped me. Now, there's other songs that I've had in my life that I felt very empowered by. One of those was one of my favorites, was Katy Perry's Firework. And I love the video for that song because there's different scenarios where people are kind of feel like less than, in this different situations. But, like she says, baby, you're a firework. And there's fireworks just shooting out of these people and they're just glowing. And you see all of them step into that, realization of this is who I am and I really don't care. And being accepting of themselves. And that's really beautiful, really beautiful. But whatever it is that will motivate you, that's what you need to do. If you can find your song, fantastic. Use that to your advantage. Use that to empower yourself. Use that to put you in the headspace where you need to be to do what you need to do, to get out of your own way. And, maybe it's a character from a movie. So maybe you walk around in character. I don't know. Whatever works for you and will flip that switch for you. That's what you need to do. So, this word kept coming to me lately, surrendering. And I used to feel like before I was, years ago, before I started moving on my spiritual journey, at least moving forward and not kind of, riding a stationary bike and staying in one place. I used to feel like that word meant to give your power to someone else or to give your power to something else. But after, the experiences I've had in the last many years, I now know that surrendering is getting the heck out of your own way. It's going with the flow, letting things happen the way they're supposed to, and just, not trying to get in the way of that. It's a very beautiful thing. And, sometimes it's not that easy to do, but, it's not that hard to do either. And I always feel like if I can do something, you can do it too. Because I have never been one to ask anybody to do something that I was not willing to do myself or that I couldn't do myself. Because how fair is that? That's not very fair at all. So, self-care is extremely important. And if they've been giving me this message over and over and over, then people need to start, being more mindful of it. I myself do too. Like I've had a really crazy week this week. I've had very little, time where I wasn't constantly busy. Um, and, I haven't taken as much time as I needed to for myself either, but I'm going to make that up to myself too. I have to have my quiet time. I have a introvert, and I love my alone time. I love my quiet time. When things are too noisy and chaotic, I kind of, feel like my head's going to explode, and I kind of need to retreat a little bit to my aloneness. And then I feel recharged. I feel rejuvenated, and I'm, ready to tackle anything. And now with all this extra energy that's been coming, well, I do feel really amazing from that. I'm hoping, since it hasn't even actually the full moon tonight and the lunar eclipse haven't even occurred yet here. So I'm expecting, well, I shouldn't say expecting because, when you expect, that's never good because then you'll be disappointed. But I am hoping that there's a lot more of this energy too, because I'm really enjoying it. It's making me feel really, really, oh, I'm so sorry. I bumped my camera. I'm feeling really, even though it's been a crazy week, and I haven't had as much sleep maybe as I wanted, I still feel really good. I still have some energy, not like overly abundant, but I have energy to, need to do what I need to do. But still have very clear focus and, things like that, which I'm very grateful for. So that's, being in a pretty good place for me. And I just see more of that coming. And, the word surrender too, the reason that came up is a few weeks ago, I told you about the session that I had with Susan Redwine. And she had had a near-death experience. And when she came back, she had been given the gift of seeing into the Akashic records for other people with their permission. And then she does these sessions, and I had talked about that in a previous show. So I was thinking about that today, about the session. And after I had my session with her, and after like all the information started to settle, I started to, I have this different outlook and different feeling about life now, about my life and about where it's going. And I think for me, that was where the surrender came up, because I'm not getting in my way anymore. I'm allowing things to happen like they need to, like they're supposed to, and like I now know that they are going to. And it's a very nice feeling of comfort. Maybe security might be a good word. I'm not sure, but it's a wonderful feeling of knowingness. And I am super grateful for that. So I'm going to scroll here through the messages and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. Richard and Joyce. Okay, and Laura's here, and Veronica. And, if anybody has anything they would like to add to that about self-care, maybe things that really work well for you, please put that in the comments, because it would be wonderful to share, that knowledge with other people. Oh, hi, Sarah. Sarah, well, thank you so much. Sarah says, I'm glowing. My necklace. I love this necklace, too. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite symbols. I even have a tattoo of that on my shoulder. I just love it. Oh, and Sarah, you have seen the movie. That's awesome. When it first came out, I had no interest in seeing that movie. I just thought, I don't know. But I watched it with my daughter and one of my grandkids, and it blew me away. I love that movie, too. And it's a very inspiring movie. It really is. Lynn said, that's good advice about self-talk. Thank you. You are welcome. I used to be like the queen of negative self-talk when I was younger and stuff. And I think a lot of, people are probably like when they're in their teens and maybe their early 20s, when they feel like they don't know anything. And it's really easy to put themselves down. And, if I had my way, people wouldn't do that. You think of all the damage that you do to yourself with that you have to try to undo as you get older. But, it happens. And it used to be really hard for me to flip that switch in my head when I'd have a negative thought about myself. But after you start changing that around, you do that for a while, and those negative thoughts don't even come up anymore, you know? And that's really a great place to be. Veronica says, I've been telling myself I'm an absolute freaking delight. I saw that study with plants in a documentary. That's awesome. So, it's amazing when I had this plant. It was from my dad's funeral. And it was I think a peace lily or Christmas cactus, something like that. They might even be the same. I really don't know. Obviously, I'm not a big plant person or know a lot about them. But my dad passed away in 2005. And that was the one plant that survived after his funeral. And my mom always had it all these years. Well, when she passed away, I kept it going. And last December, I went to my daughter's house to babysit for my granddaughter for about a week in between Christmas and New Year when, because her daycare was closed. So I went there to stay with her throughout the week. Well, then my other daughter she thought she had COVID. So I couldn't go. I couldn't leave and be around her until she knew for sure. She ended up not having it. But anyways, I had actually been gone from home for like 10 days. When I got home, I got home and I realized that I had forgotten to care for this plant. It was completely dead. I kid you not, completely dead. It was awful. And all I could think is, oh my gosh, my mom is going to be so mad at me, because she has even come through in readings, is making comments about the plant. So I know it really means something to her. And I cut it down, started talking to it, giving it some wonderful natural spring water, and it's completely regrown. It is absolutely beautiful. Now it's probably only about 4 or 5 inches tall right now, but it'll grow like it did before. And it looks so much greener and so much healthier than it ever did. It's absolutely amazing. And I've sent it Reiki too. And that stuff really works. Hi, Nancy. Let's see who else we have here today. Okay. Oh, Richard saw the movie too. Robin, nice to see you here. Robin said you got stuck on the phone and I'm about to drive. I'm stuck in a dilemma. Uh-oh. Let's see. I have a lovely lady. Oh, who communicates. Okay. All right. Oh, Sarah even bought the soundtrack. Well, you probably sing along with it then, I bet. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Your plants came back. I know, Lynn. I was absolutely flabbergasted. And, most of all, I just kept thinking, my mom's over there on the other side saying, oh, I can't believe you killed my plant. Because she would talk about that plant all the time. And that was probably the first plant my mom ever had that she didn't kill. And she was pretty proud of the fact that it would bloom once a year, usually in December at Christmas time. Well, it did this year, or this past Christmas, but I think it will this year. And she was so proud because it was from my dad's funeral. And, it just had such symbolism for her. So I'm really glad that came back. That was really exciting. Robin says, she is an animal psychic. She has brought me several customers to do readings. She wants me to remove I communicate with animals off my business Facebook page. Why does she want you to do that? Because she communicates with animals as well? I'll bet you there are tens of thousands of people that do. That's kind of funny in a way. I don't know why I feel it is, but So after I was just talking about my mom and all that, I just started to shuffle my oracle cards here, or my angel cards. And as I did, one flipped over, and I think it's for me. It was the Hello from Heaven card. So I'm guessing my mom's watching and she heard everything I said about her plant. she was quite a comical character. Um, but I'm so grateful that I do feel her around me all the time. I can always tap into her energy. And so now it doesn't really feel like, I've lost her. I can feel that she's still there. And, that's really a comforting place for me to be. We have conversations, and I can actually feel one thing with, we did this visualization exercise a couple weeks ago with the lemon. And I've always been able to visualize really good. I mean, very detailed, to where I can smell it, see it, feel it, touch it. And I can remember exactly what it felt like to hug my mom. Exactly. And I'm with other people too, but I mean, I am very grateful that I am able to do that, because, years ago, for the longest time, I couldn't remember, like, what my dad's hands looked like, or, what it felt like when he gave me a hug. But I do now. So it's almost like they're still here, which is pretty amazing experience. The plant regrowing is like a phoenix, a sign of rebirth. Awesome, Laura. Thank you for that. Well, that's beautiful. So if she thinks you'll take her customers, okay, but aren't you entitled to get whatever customers want to come to you? I mean, that's part of the business world, I guess, and part of the spiritual world too. Sometimes we feel drawn to one reader or healer over someone else. Sometimes we just connect with their energy instead of someone else's. And you can't help that. You can't control stuff like that. I've gone to psychic fairs where I've walked around to see all of the different readers. And, out of all of them, like one, I would feel a connection to one before I even sat down. That's the one I would always go to. And I would always get a really killer reading. Now, I have had times where I went to someone that I didn't feel that connection with, and I couldn't relate to what they were saying at all. I didn't feel like they were actually reading anything about me. So that was, that's a totally different experience. But, you are completely entitled to do the kind of business you want to do. Let's see. If anybody wants a card, let me know. She thinks she will take her customers. Well, I think you will have your own customers. I don't think there's going to be a big war on stealing customers from people. Lynn says, I am tearing up about your mom. That's so lovely that she sent you a message. I know. That is really awesome, isn't it? At first I flipped it over and I thought, well, why did that happen? And then it's like, this is for you. Pay attention. So, oops, there I go again. So that was a real nice little treat for me. Robin says, I love everyone and would not intentionally take your customers. I'm really good at what I do. That's right. And, you are entitled to do what you do and what you love to do. And I don't know, did you feel like she was, like bullying you in a way? I mean, how did it feel to you? Was she saying this to you with love? Not everybody has pure intentions. Veronica said, Robin, just my 2 cents, but don't let her fears change your path. You have the right to be who you are and do what you do also. Exactly. Joyce said, so amazing. Robin, she has sent customers to me because she only does animal readings. Thank you, Veronica. Okay. Lynn, I will give you a card. All right. Okay, Veronica, clue me in. What is an update card? I don't know what that means. Okay, Lynn. Your card is Life Review. And this is Archangel Jeremiah. And he says, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Lynn, I feel like you pretty much have it going on. I feel like there might be a couple little areas where maybe you need to focus your attention a little bit more. I feel like you just need to, and this just what brought to mind was I saw your post earlier about the past and now. And, it sounds like that's exactly what you did, was a life review, looking back on how things were and how they've changed and how you see them now. That's absolutely perfect. So the angels are acknowledging you. They are telling you that you are definitely on the right path. They are so proud of you. And, to keep on going in that direction. You have a beautiful story to tell, and it's just beginning. It's just beginning. And if I'm not mistaken, Lynn, didn't you say something a while ago about making music? Correct me if I'm wrong. It was that or singing, not necessarily as like a profession, but I'm pretty sure it was you that I saw post something about that. So let me know if I'm way off base on that one. I'm not, I could be. Okay. And Richard would love a card. Okay, Richard. What do we have for Richard, angels? Okay. Richard, you got the counselor card. Archangel Azrael. That's such a pretty card. You can see this person right here. Oops, can't even point down there. Right here behind. That's just there with their hands on their shoulders, giving them lots of love and energy. It says you're a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. And I feel like, just like in this picture, Richard, this is something that you do that maybe isn't brought out into the open. Maybe people don't say, oh, thank you for that. You helped me with this. But it's more like an invisible counseling or assisting, however you want to word it. But you are helping people. Maybe you don't even realize it, but you have good advice to give people. You have good life experience to share with others. So keep on doing that, because you're definitely helping people to move forward. Okay, let's see. Robin. Okay, let's see. Then we have, I did Lynn and Richard and Veronica. Okay. Oh, she meant a new message. Oh, update on her progress. Okay, Veronica. I got it. Okay. Veronica would love a card. Alrighty. What would the angels like you to know, Veronica? Indigo and crystal children. And I feel like that's not at all a message that you were expecting. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. I feel like that's very true. I also feel like you have a bond with, a special bond with a lot of different people. And I know I've told you this before, but I really feel like you are very helpful with people. You are very kind. You are very, you're not afraid to share what you think, and people appreciate that. I know that I see you sitting at a table. I'm not sure if you're doing readings or what you're doing, but I see you doing it. So I see that coming along in your future. And you're going to be able to reach a lot of people and help a lot of people with your gifts. So I really want to encourage you to keep doing that and to keep expanding. You're way more powerful than you know. Joyce said, I had one that was great, and one day that connection was lost. I question it to this day. I'd love a card. Okay. Joyce, what would Joyce like? Or what would Joyce like? What would the angels like you to know, Joyce? Let's see. That might be a little bit different message than what you would actually like. Because we don't always hear what we want to hear, do we? But we usually always hear what we need to hear. And that's always my intention, is that whatever information they give me is for your best and highest good. And Joyce, you got spiritual understanding. I love this card. It's so pretty. It's Archangel Raziel. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. Joyce, I feel like you are seeking. I feel like you are looking maybe for something just a little more. Something, maybe taking that next step on your spiritual path, whatever that may look like to you. And I feel like, you're getting some signs and some messages regarding that. So just be mindful of what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, what information is coming to you, because they are going to let you know. They are going to try to guide you. They can't make you do anything. We have our free will and we have to make our own choices, but they're definitely going to be guiding you along the way. I feel like you're receiving lots of information, already. And I think that you're receiving a lot of messages. So if any of them aren't clear, just ask the angels for clarification. Just ask them to send you a sign or a symbol or whatever that you will clearly understand, and they will. So I hope that helps you. Oh, yes, Robin, I'm going to give you a card. Okay, Robin. That's a name that makes me, all of a sudden, when I said your name, all I thought I was a red robin in the springtime. I always love spring, because I lived in the Midwest, and, we had nasty winters when I was a kid, so springtime was when all the snow would clear, and it would just be beautiful out. And as soon as you would see a red-breasted robin, that was the first sign of spring, and everybody would always get so excited. Robin, you have a brilliant idea. It says, Archangel Uriel, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. I'm sure you have lots of different ideas, Robin, but I feel like this one pertains to the question that you asked. I feel like you already know what you need to do, that when you asked the question, you were just more or less looking for validation of what you already know. They want you to stay on your path, that you are on the right path, and you know exactly, what you need to do and where you need to be. So I hope that helps you. And now we have a card for Nancy. All right, Nancy, what do the angels want? Oh, there we go. That one just flew over. And this is Archangel Jophiel, and he's talking about patience. And he says, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. They need nurturing and patience. And, it's sometimes so hard to be patient, when there's something that we really want, whether it's a dream or it's, something like short term, something, materialistic. As humans, we want it when we want it, and we don't always think about, I need to nurture this idea. I need to water it. I need to send it love. But we do. And we have to be patient and watch it grow. When you plant a little seed in the ground, you don't put a little water on it and all of a sudden it's a tree. It takes time. It takes sun. It takes water. It takes nutrients. It takes a lot of love from the earth. And then one day it will be a tree. That little seed doesn't get impatient, you just have to let it run its course. Everything happens in divine timing, and it will happen just as it's supposed to. So I hope that message was pretty clear, Nancy. And I hope that helps. Okay, Sarah would love a card. Kim says, my apologies. I have been moving and just found your box in my truck. Okay. I was going to message you and see what happened to it. That's okay. Okay. Sarah. What do the angels want Sarah to know? Sarah. Oh, I do not think I have ever had this card show up before. Chakra clearing. Yeah, Archangel Metatron. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Hey, Sarah, you know what else will help open up your chakras? Reiki. Yeah, that's right. Reiki. Sarah and I had a conversation about that the other day because she had won a free Reiki session. So I think the angels are telling you that we got to get that done. Perhaps one is a little bit, I don't want to say uneven, but maybe imbalanced. And meditations will work good for this as well. There's so many. I've done a couple meditations to balance your chakras, and they were really amazing. And you could immediately, while you were doing this meditation, you could feel your chakras just opening up and expanding. And that was really exciting. It's nice because you like that. I forget the term, but when you do something and you get the results right away, people like that. Us humans like that. So it sounds like you may need a little bit of clearing out some old energy in your chakras. Maybe they're not spinning as freely as they could be. So I will leave that with you, Sarah. Okay, Joyce. Robin said, thank you so much. You are correct. You are awesome. Oh, thanks, Robin. You are awesome too. Joyce says, yes, it is. Thank you. I can feel the angels near lately. Oh, that's awesome. And isn't it wonderful to feel them? When I know someone is, having a rough time or particularly down, I will always, ask the angels to go and surround them. And not just to surround them, but to let them feel the warmth and the comfort of their beautiful love. And when I've been in those situations, and I've asked the same thing for myself, you can feel it. It's almost like you put a warm blanket over yourself. It's so comforting, and it warms you up, and it just makes you feel so loved and so good. So I'm really glad that you're experiencing that, Joyce. Nancy says, that was on point for me. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome. And Lynn says, wow, that's wonderful, Joyce. So I'm really excited. It's the end of May. This is in the U.S. When I was going to say, I think everyone here is, but I know V is in Australia. But here in the U.S. this weekend, we celebrate Memorial Day. So it's a 3-day holiday weekend. For some, it's 4. So all I want to say about that is if you guys are doing anything or celebrating in any way, please be safe. And I mean that in every way. Don't overdo anything. Make sure you take really good care of yourselves. Really good care, and drink lots and lots of water. Laura says there's nothing like angel hugs. I agree, Laura. There really isn't. There really isn't. Joyce says she's also asked that for people. Nancy had 3 cardinals to come see her today. Ooh, I bet those are beautiful, Nancy. I also want to go back and just let you guys know, in case you weren't here at the beginning of the show, that for the month of June, I'm doing a special. All Reiki sessions are a love donation basis. There's no set fee. You can already start to schedule them. I'm currently scheduling them for June. And you can just message me or whatever, and we can get that set up if you want to get scheduled. You can do the half hour. You can do the hour long, whatever you want to do. I would be more than happy to accommodate. And next month, I'm going to have some special guests I'm real excited about. Laura Ramiro is one of them. She will be, I believe it's June 2nd. I have it written down here because I wanted to make sure I gave you guys the correct information. Let's see if that was, of course, I can't find it now. June 2nd, yep. And then June 16th is Melissa Parks. And June 30th, Caroline Curie will be here. So it's going to be a really fun month. I think this will help us mix it up a little bit. You guys will get to know some different people. And then July, Tiffany will be here. And I'm working on August, but I don't want to say anything until it's final. Then I'll have another one in July as well. So I thought it would be kind of fun, get a little bit different perspective on things. You guys can ask questions, and I think it'll be lots and lots of fun. And let's see, I'm being moved to pick another card here, just for the group. And it's the card of compassion. And compassion is very important. Archangel Zadkiel says, soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. We need to have so much compassion for people, but we really need to have compassion for ourselves. So many times we overlook ourselves. We have all this talk about the self-love, the self-care. And it's not because we're selfish people. We know now what we didn't know 20, 30 years ago. We know we have to take care of ourselves first. We have to make sure we are healthy and happy and, in the flow of what we're supposed to be doing before we can give of ourselves to other people. I've seen so many people in my life that will jump out of get out of a relationship, and before they blink their eyes, they're in another one. Okay, I'm sorry, but you need time to heal. You need time to figure out who the heck you are. You need time for just you. So many people that are in a relationship identify themselves by the other person or, by the relationship, and they kind of lose their own identity. And we really need to focus on ourselves. It's not selfish. It's not selfish at all. I know, way back in the day, it was thought to be selfish of women who didn't put everybody else first. And I don't mean just their husbands, their children, but like everybody. They were supposed to come last. But it's not like that. We can't be like that. This is one reason why we're starting to move forward like we are now. Why, the vibration of the earth is just being raised so much is because we are all starting to do this. We are starting to live as though we matter, as though we're important, as though, we're filling ourselves up, and then we have so much to share with everyone else. If you don't fill yourself up, it's just like your car. You don't put gas in the tank, you're not going very far. But if it's full, well, you could help out your neighbor if they ran out of gas. And so on and so on. We have to take care of ourselves. It's so, so important. And for whatever reason, it's more important now than ever, because they've been giving me this message for the last 3 weeks. Self-care, self-care, self-care. So we really, I'm going to do even more of that myself, and going to try to get in a little bit more of my me time, my alone time. And I know we're all busy. It's obvious, we're all very busy people, but we have to make the time. No one's going to say, okay, part of your schedule today at work, so I want you to take an hour for yourself, just have some me time, but I'm going to pay you for it. It's never going to happen. Well, maybe if you work like for Wayne Dyer or something, that might happen, but that's a thing of the past as well. But it was just an example. But we have to do this. We have to start self-care. And the generations that come after us, they're already going to know this stuff. They're not going to have to do all this undoing of the damage that we've done by the way we've been living. They're already going to be doing it right. So they're going to be so much further ahead. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. But it looks like we're out of time. I'm so happy that you guys all joined me tonight. I really love being here with you. This is the highlight of my week. I love you all so, so much, and have a great night.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.